Harry has met someone who is his age, with whom he is in love, and who is in love with him. And Meghan found out about it, according to...
Harry has met someone his own age. Someone he's fallen for, and who's fallen for him right back. And according to sources, Meghan found out about it after she discovered messages on Harry's phone. Something is not right in the marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. If you've been following this show for the past year and a half, none of this is new. We've been reporting what the mainstream media wouldn't touch. But this weekend brought two major developments, and I want to walk you through both.
Covering the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle beat for the Daily Mail, confirming what folk like me have been saying for some
First,
time.
Alison, the Daily Mail's lead correspondent on the Sussexes, is now confirming what we've been saying for months. Boshoff uses a very deliberate phrase, "the veil is lifting," describing how Harry actually feels about Meghan these days. Nothing new if you watch this show regularly, but here's what matters. The Daily Mail, flush with new confidence after a recent courtroom win, is finally willing to say it publicly.
I'm not a member of the Royal Rota, but the fact that the Daily Mail, which has some new confidence in terms of its reporting on this couple after its mega courtroom victory, is prepared to go there, is...
The more explosive claim comes from Lady Colin Campbell, independent royal commentator and author, who joins us later this week. She claims Harry has met a new companion near Montecito, someone his age, someone he's in love with. For legal reasons, she's careful to say it isn't an affair. But she says Meghan found out, and she is not happy about it. Here's Lady Colin Campbell. In her own words, Harry has met someone his own age, with whom he is in love, and who is in love with him. Meghan found out about it, according to my sources, after she discovered texts on Harry's phone. How many more tears, Harry? How many? Campbell continues, if Harry does have an interest elsewhere, and I say if, for legal reasons, I'm not saying it's an affair. I'm not saying anything more than that. But you can draw your own conclusions. Two adults, both in their 40s, supposedly in love, what do you think they're doing? Discussing Eisenhower? She also reports Meghan has essentially had enough, but won't walk away because of the brand. And neither will Harry. Here's what I'm told, Meghan is livid, quote, but not enough to give up on her brand, which includes Harry's connection to the king. Nor is Harry about to leave the children he loves dearly. As for the woman herself, friend, companion, whatever term keeps us clear of a lawsuit, she reportedly lives somewhere in the Montecito area. That's as specific as this reporting gets. Here's what's fascinating. Lady C's Bombshell lands the same weekend the Daily Mail is finally willing to report the same underlying story, that while Harry was once madly in love, the veil is now lifting. Let's dig into Boshoff's reporting on what she calls the plan to reverse Megxit. According to her sources, the reconciliation with the king came with strict conditions: no cameras, no briefings, no Instagram posts about the reunion. Harry reportedly agreed instantly and has stuck to it. 6 minutes and 32 seconds. I'll push back on that one. They leaked details to People magazine last week about how devastated Meghan was. Then Harry leaked to the Sunday Mirror about how emotional the reunion was. So let's not pretend these two know how to keep a secret, because they clearly don't. A friend told Boshoff that Harry was never going to disappoint the kids. They were genuinely excited for their first real visit, having only known their grandfather through video calls. But Boshoff says there's more at stake than a grandfather reconnecting with his grandchildren, or healing wounds from Spare, Oprah, and the Netflix docuseries. The Sussexes, she reports, may be looking at a full reversal of Megxit, with their home in Portugal potentially serving as a staging post back to Britain. I want to bring in Britney, editor of the Royal News Network, joining us from the States. Britney, is this shift in America real? Britney, honestly, I don't see it. If anything, after the last 2 weeks, sentiment in the UK is hardening against Harry and Meghan coming back, not warming up. The truth is, wherever they go, they bring drama. It's never simple with them. Here in America, we respect hard work, and that's the one thing they don't do. They want the attention without the effort. The American dream is alive, they just haven't lived up to it. Meghan never fully broke through in Hollywood before Harry, and that hasn't changed. I think the money pressure is real, and it's straining everything. Boshoff's reporting backs that up, pointing to fading deals with Spotify and Netflix, and cooling support from executives like Ted Sarandos. One source told her, England is where Harry's heart has always lain, but that American dream is calling, and she feels like an outcast, trying to push new projects that just aren't landing. This is a stunning reversal. It lines up with what we've seen elsewhere, Meghan no longer invited to the Emmys, let alone the Met Gala or the Oscars. Harry unable to get a seat even at a group stage World Cup match. America has clearly cooled on them. But here's the problem, coming back to the UK as of Plan B isn't going to fly. We were never going to be the backup option, not after the Brexit comments on Netflix, not after everything done to undermine the royal family. Boshoff clarifies this isn't a permanent or immediate return, but even floating the idea is a bombshell. A less sympathetic source suggests the real motivation isn't nostalgia, it's a marriage that isn't in a good place. The source says, I don't think he's ever wanted to be estranged from his family. When he was madly in love with Meghan, he could be blind enough to choose her. Now, things are different, and the veil is lifting. Those 4 words, the veil is lifting, are the most important in this entire story. That's not about America. That's about how Harry feels about Meghan. For the mainstream British press to finally print that is massive. Britney, this lines up with what I've been saying for a while. Leaving the royal family was never really Harry's idea, I think he'd have been content staying his whole life. It was Meghan pushing, convincing him this was their only option, selling him a vision of Hollywood success. He bought in fully, remember the Freedom Flight video? Rough watch now. For a while the dream looked real in California. But now it's falling apart. Netflix's latest numbers prove they haven't delivered. I think Harry's starting to realize the move may have been sold to him on false promises, and now he wants to go home. Problem is, home isn't simple anymore. He didn't just leave the royal family, he burned bridges on the way out. Totally agree, though I'd say he shares the blame too. That door was still open right up until Spare. But that book put the final nails in the coffin, the allegations against Kate, the comments about Camilla, the alleged fight with William. Boshoff goes on to report it's not a stretch from here to Harry and his family staying at a royal palace on his next UK visit, which, if it happens, puts him right back in the half-in, half-out position the late Queen specifically ruled out. What we do know, Harry returns in September for a charity event, with another meeting with the King expected, this time reportedly staying at Buckingham Palace. Next summer, he's set for all 10 days of the Invictus Games in Birmingham, with Meghan expected to join for the entire event. If she's there, sources say the children will likely come too. Strip away the PR polish, and what this really looks like is Harry and Meghan planning to introduce the kids publicly next year at the Invictus Games, after this year's attempt didn't pan out. Are they using the children as leverage in the ongoing standoff with the king? That's next.